Students, this is my lecture number 9. The topic is competent host. Competent host for transformation with recombinant DNA. Actually, in recombinant DNA technology, the first step is to have a desirable DNA segment, to whom we call DNA segment of interest, the desired gene, the alien DNA, the foreign DNA. It is that piece of DNA or gene which is to be cloned, or we have to get a recombinant protein from that piece of DNA. And next we need a vector. Ultimately, what we do, we unite the DNA segment of interest and the vector to form a recombinant DNA. After forming the recombinant DNA, the next step is transformation. Transformation means the sending of that recombinant DNA into a bacteria, into a plant cell, or into an animal cell. The process is called transformation. For transformation, we have to make the host competent. Means the cell in which we are going to send the recombinant DNA, recombinant molecule of DNA, it is to be made competent so that it can receive the recombinant DNA molecule. So the first question is, what is the need to make the host competent for transformation with recombinant DNA? The answer is DNA has negative charge. If it has negative charge, it is polar in nature, that is hydrophilic in nature, and the plasma membrane of plant cells, animal cells, bacteria are hydrophobic in nature because they are made up of phospholipids and proteins. So this is the problem. We already know polar dissolves in polar and non-polar dissolves in non-polar. Since DNA is hydrophilic, a polar molecule, whereas the plasma membrane is hydrophobic, a non-polar structure, so plasma membrane can't allow the recombinant molecule to enter inside the cell through it. So we need to make the host, that is the bacteria, plant cell, animal cell, competent. The various methods by which we make the host competent are the use of divalent ions. We use magnesium ions or calcium ions or any other divalent ion. What we do? We take a test tube. Inside the test tube, we take the bacteria which are to be transformed, and we also incubate in it the recombinant DNA molecule. And the third thing, what we add, that is the divalent ions. The divalent ions somehow alter the nature of plasma membrane, due to which recombinant molecules easily pass through the plasma membrane and get entry into the cytoplasm. The next way is heat shock. In heat shock, we use a different type of approach, a different type of method, in which first of all we take a test tube. In that test tube we add bacteria, plant cell, animal cell to be transformed and the recombinant molecule. After that we do the procedure of heat shock. In this procedure, first the test tube is kept in ice, it is incubated in ice, then it is transferred to a medium having 42 degrees Celsius temperature, and after that it is again placed back into the ice. The process is called heat shock. During heat shock, somehow some change in the plasma membrane comes and it allows the entry of a recombinant molecule into the cytoplasm. The third way is microinjection. This technique is followed in case of animals. We inject with the help of a syringe the recombinant molecule into an animal host so that it can enter into the nucleus of the animal cell. The fourth approach is biolistics or gene gun, and this approach is used in case of plants. We used small microparticles, small pellets of gold, tungsten or any other unreactive metal. What we do? We coat these pellets with the recombinant DNA, and with the help of a gun we do bombardment on the plant tissue so that these microparticles, these pellets can deliver the DNA in the nucleus of the plant cells. And the last approach is the use of disarmed pathogen vector. Student, in my previous lecture, I told you about Agrobacterium tumefaciens and the retroviruses. Agrobacterium tumefaciens is a bacteria which causes crown gall disease to divorce. And I have already told you how we use Agrobacterium tumefaciens to infect, that is to deliver the gene of interest to the dicot angiosperms. And in case of animals, we use retroviruses. The retroviruses, I have again told you regarding retroviruses in my previous lecture. They are also used to deliver the gene of interest to the animals. Thank you.